Hello everybody, Wise Ass Gamer coming at you. You know, ever since I've been home, I thought I was going to have a little extra time, but not really. My ladies keep me busy. Situation like this. I'm laid off at the moment because I work in the hotel business. She's working from home. Now ladies, if you're in this situation, just make your man useful. He can go to the supermarket. He can go to do your errands, whatever. So keep it like that. Anyway, this video is not about that. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this video is going to be about transit. I have done videos about transit in the past, but I haven't really done it in a while. So let's do this video about transit. Now, I will be talking about transit in my region. I live in Levittown, New York, which is in Nassau County, New York, which is located on Long Island. Here, our bus system is now called Nice Bus. Used to be called MTA Long Island Bus. So we focus on that. We'll also be focusing on New York City Transit. We'll also be focused on Suffolk Transit, which is in Suffolk County. We'll also be talking about other secondary bus routes like Hart Bus, which is located in Huntington Township. Also, Long Beach City buses, which operate in the city of Long Beach. Now, allegedly, I don't know this for sure. I tried to look up videos of people documenting these. I don't see any. The city of Glen Cove, I believe, has a bus line or two. Can someone document this? Pine Power LI, Andy's randomness, documented. Okay, so I digress. So, in recent months, I've been watching a lot of videos by a channel called City Beautiful. YouTube.com/City Beautiful. Great channel. I encourage you to everybody go check it out. Run by a guy named Dave Amos. On their channel, he did a video about transit at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. For those who don't know, Disney World has its own transit system. It's a pretty big, it's literally its own town. If you ever see how huge it is, it's huge. They have their own bus system. Obviously, you've seen they have their own monorail system, and they have ferries. So, in that video, he puts up a list. The list is called, I have it on my screen now, 7 Demands of Useful Transit Service. In fact, I'll put the link up right now. Demand number 1. It takes me where I want to go. Well, let's talk about that. New York City Transit. There's really not many places in New York City where you're that far away from a functioning bus or subway, or a ferry, or however you get yourself to work or appointments or whatever. So, yeah, in New York City, fine, but here in Nassau County, oh God. The Nice Bus system has been a disaster. I mean, it's not like Long Island Bus wasn't perfect, but they drastically minimized a whole lot of routes, and then they cut a lot of routes. I mean, they run some runs, like the N19, like it's running through the country. Nassau County is pretty populated. You can't run buses, especially only weekday only, and sparsely throughout the day. No, and also, Nassau County buses. There are large sections of Nassau County not covered by a bus. It may be covered by a train. Maybe you can take a train to that particular area. But say you want to get to a bus that may be on the way to that area, you can't. Most parts of Woodbury and Syosset, no bus. Oyster Bay, no bus. Bayville, no bus. Bayville has an amusement park, no bus. Oh yeah, please explain to me why there's no bus covering that amusement park, the Bayville Scream Park, is not covered by a bus. They can easily, very easily, have the N21 that stops in Glen Cove, continue into Glen Cove, continue through Locust Valley, continue through Bayville, and travel down to Oyster Bay Station, finishing off there. So easy. Why don't they do it? I have no idea. Well then, let's talk about Suffolk County. Can you go wherever you want to go without a car in Suffolk County, New York? Well, Suffolk County, if you look at it on a map, is really big. I think it encompasses over 1,000 square miles. If you wanted to travel from one end of Suffolk County to the other, a train is in order. Which then, some train system, like the Montauk line, is a little better than the main line. Watch my friend Pine Pirelli on that. He'll tell you everything. But is Suffolk Transit good? Well, as long as you're traveling between the times of 7 in the morning and 7 in the evening, you can get pretty much anywhere. At least until Steve Malone cuts a bunch of runs, and then that's out of the question. After that, well, life stops after 7. Let's move on to demand number 2. It takes me when I want to go. Now, I just talk about if as long as it's between 7 and 7. Now, if you want to leave where you're at like 8 or 9, well, fuck you. Let's talk about this when. Let's talk about when. It takes me when I want to go. Okay. Thought experiment. Let's say you have to be at work at 7. But the first bus passes your house or near your house at 7. That bus is kind of useless to you, isn't it not? Let's say you get off of work at say about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. The last bus passes your job and going toward or near your house around 7 or 8. That bus is then useless to you. We are forcing so many at or near minimum wage workers to spend a good chunk of their salary on tabs and Ubers or Lyfts. Let's move down the list. Number 3. It's a good use of my time. Well, to get to work at 8 o'clock, do you have to get up really early to catch that bus? Is there several buses that go down your street that can get you to work at 8 o'clock at a decent time? If your job or appointment or doctor's office or whatever is within, let's say, 5 miles from your house or apartment, could you get there on time with that? If you can get there on time, then you have a good bus. If you're having to get up so early, if you're having to think of, okay, then all right, but then it's not a good bus. Not respecting your time. Let's move down the list. Is it a good use of your money? Well, depending on, because, most buses in my region are no more than $3 per ride. What is in Nassau? It's like $2.75. I think in New York City it's like $3 something. Suffolk County, it's around that. But going to and from your house, it's like no more than maybe $6. $6 a day. I mean, compared that with, it's not. Is it ever that for like an Uber or a cab? That's like $10 or $20. So $6 a day times 5, that's what? $30 a week. Something at the end, something at the beginning of the week, you can just put $30 onto a Metro card, and that covers you throughout the whole week. Or you could put like 50 and just like, I don't know, like if you want to have fun after work. Is it a good? Well, I would say okay. Most bus systems around here are decently priced. Okay, let's move on. Moving along, number 5. It respects me. Well, let's see. The bus comes on time. Good, that's respectful. Most of the other passengers just sit there and shut up and don't make unnecessary conversation with you. They leave you, if you sit with your headphones on, they leave you the fuck alone. That's respectful. Little side note on that. Respectful. I, a few times, have taken the N48 from Hicksville Station to the Hempstead Bus Terminal to transfer to another bus going to Valley Stream. For those who don't know, the N48 passes by the Nassau County Jail. Now, to put this plainly, great, you got weed to your loved one or friend who's incarcerated. Great. Shut the fuck up. Not pointing any particular demographic, but seriously, shut the fuck up. Great, you got away with a crime. I may not give a fuck. You don't know who does. You don't know who's listening. And very much likely that person you visited in jail did the same damn thing. Bragged about some stupid shit. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. Put your headphones on and sit there and just shut up. Anyway. Sounds mean, I know. Number 6. I can trust it. For Nassau County, I have seen reports of buses not showing up, or drivers just having a conversation with each other and not actively getting on their run. I've heard about that. I've been in Suffolk County. I've seen the Suffolk bus literally just pass by me without even giving me a second look, standing at a bus stop. So, can I trust it not to do that? I don't know. John, again, another friend, a friend, Pine Powell, bringing up him again, had a bus entirely passing by without even giving him a second look. I don't know. Let's move on to number 7. It gives me the freedom to change my plans. Yeah, as long as it's between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Because, nothing ever happens between 8 and midnight. Nothing ever happens then. In fact, everything in the immediate region just dies. Buses should do more than cover the 9 to 5 worker. It should be helping out tourists. It should be helping the 7 to 3 worker. It should be helping the 8 to 5 worker. It should be helping the 11 to 7 worker. The 3 to 11 worker. The 5 to 10. People work at all hours. Change your plan. I mean, you should be able to take it for tourism too. People who don't live in the region, who may not drive, who just still want to see some places in Nassau County without having to spend lots of money on an Uber or a cab, should be able to take that bus to a location. And let's say they change their mind, they want to go somewhere else. They should be able to go, okay, I then want to go here. How can I get here? Oh no, the next bus doesn't come for another hour. Freedom to change your plans? Ha. You know what the biggest problem with most bus companies is? There's way too much emphasis on who's not using the bus. Who's not using the bus? Who's not using the bus? I don't care. I don't care who's not using the bus. I care who is using the bus. We need to put more emphasis on those people, the bus riders. Who gives a flying fudge cake who's not using the bus? In fact, I'll say it like this. Look, I drive a car, but I occasionally, if I want to save money on a trip over to Manhattan, I will sometimes choose the N6. I'll park my car somewhere in West Hempstead and just get on the N6, take that to the F train, and take the F train into what is it? It stops by Port Authority. I can just get over there and just hang out in Midtown. I haven't really been to Manhattan since before COVID started. And one more thing. I am hashtag more buses in more places. I am not interested in your opposition to expanding bus services. Your argument against expanding buses or expanding public transportation comes off as classist and, yes, racist. But I'm a person of color. Then you're classist. You're not immune to the word classist. Sorry. Okay, so I'll end that here. Check out the links below. Subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell. I want you to see my videos more often. Anyway, if anything else, you got something to say? Still not interested in your opposition comment, but you can put it anyway. I'll just call you out. Anyway, why is this gamer coming at you? Signing out. I haven't did this in over a month. Have a nice night. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe for more. And while you're at it, hit the bell so you get notifications every time I make a video. While you're at it, go check out my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Heck, throw me an email, whatnot. And while you're at it, Wise Gamer, signing out once again.